Hi, beautiful friends. Laurel here with Illuminating Souls. Let me just start off by saying how grateful I am to have this time together. I am so grateful that you're a part of the Illuminating Souls tribe. I'm so grateful for the light and the love that you're shining in this world. So thank you. I send you blessings of love today. So today I want to share with you a little bit about the energy that we are navigating in the world. And also I'm going to share with you a little bit about the next cycle of Loved Up, which is Angelic Attunements, which starts on May 15th. So I'm recording this on Friday, May 11th. And we have had an intense, it feels like I say this every single time I talk to you, but we have had a really intense 10 to 14 days energetically. For me, I started really noticing it over the weekend. Last weekend, we had some increase in geomagnetic storms, and those things wipe me out. I feel so exhausted when the KP index is high. It's like my limbs feel heavy. I feel like I need to sleep. It impacts my energy body and my physiology. I've also heard this from other people as well. Some of the other symptoms I've heard people experiencing is increase in anxiety and worry. I'm just feeling heightened sensitivity, so wanting to retreat from the world. And it's not just the geomagnetic storms. We've got the volcanic and earthquake activity in Hawaii. And for those of you in Hawaii, you are in my heart and prayers. We also have some astrological movement happening, which I'm going to leave to the astrologers to explain, but throw this all into our energetic soup and we're feeling it. So I wanted to give you some suggestions of self-care. And also I want to put this caveat in here. You may or may not be feeling this. Now, if you're feeling this, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are more psychic than other people. Sometimes these waves of energy hit us differently depending on how they hit our astrological chart. So you may be sailing along and everything is easy breezy. And if that's where you are, stay there. Don't feel like you've got to be feeling all this other stuff. But if you are feeling it, here are my suggestions. If your life is set up in such a way that you can take a little bit of time off grid, what I mean by that is maybe you kind of just take some time to yourself, even if you're just watching Netflix or something, just give yourself permission to kind of take a step back from life and recuperate a little bit. You know, in this busy world, we always have somewhere we need to be and something we need to do. And we can feel guilt when we decide we're just going to take a day off and rest and, let go of stuff. So if you need some calm, some peace, some quiet, and your life is set up in such a way that you can do that, gift that to yourself. You'll find it'll really help reboot your system. Some quicker things if you can't take a day off. Please drink plenty of water. The Bach Rescue Remedy, which is a flower essence, is great to put in your water if you're feeling unsettled. If you can get outside in nature with some old growth trees, or even just put your feet in the grass and or lay on the grass for a little while, let the energy of the earth help calm you down. Um, what are some of my other favorite ways to work with it? I use music a lot. So if I'm feeling kind of stressed out, I'll use music as a gateway to help shift my energy. So sometimes just bringing it into focus and acknowledging that this is what you're feeling begins to bring the divine wisdom in about how to shift it. Another one of my quick tips is if you find that you're feeling all of a sudden your emotional experience shifts. Like let's say you're having a fine day, then all of a sudden you feel a wave of grief hit you, or you feel a wave of anxiousness. Um, Simply go inside and intuitively ask, does this belong to me? Or even how much of this is mine? Because what happens is, as empaths, we pick up so much energy and then we identify it as ours. So usually if I will take that moment, that breath, and say, how much of this is mine? Usually very little of it is. It doesn't mean that I don't have my own anxiousness and worry. I have plenty of that, but I tend to process it differently than I do emotional material I've picked up empathically. So if it's not mine, the next step is to ask the angels to clear it. So angels, please clear from me anything that does not belong to me or anything that is not mine to carry. And then I take a few breaths, and usually I feel a shift in my energy within a few minutes. It's amazing. And if you feel like you are carrying energy for other people, somebody in your family is going through a hard time, someone you love is going through a challenge, we have a tendency to pick up that energy, knowingly or unknowingly. But here's the thing, we cannot really be of service in carrying somebody else's energy. Josephus, the guides that I channel, will sometimes talk about this. And they'll say, if you could actually take on somebody else's energy and transmute it and heal it for them, and then give it back to them in the changed form, and that made a meaningful contribution to their well being, wouldn't that be a cool business, right? And unfortunately, we are all responsible for processing our own emotional material and our own energy. So, as much as you'd like to think carrying other people's energy supports them, it actually doesn't, and it doesn't support you. It may give you a little bit of a window empathically of what they're going through. And if you take that on just so you can receive the information so that you know how to be of service, that that's okay. But just make sure you're not carrying it for hours, days, and weeks. Give yourself permission to have your energy field cleared, and get also that an extra infusion of angelic love while you're at it. Just ask the angels to infuse your energy field with divine love and divine goodness, and that is really going to support you. And this is a nice segue into the next cycle of Loved Up, because this is what we're going to be working on, how to bring in those angelic frequencies and take good care of our energy fields and our emotional bodies with angelic attunements. So if you're not into Loved Up and don't want to hear about it, you can tune out, but I hope you don't. I hope you stick around because I love talking about this stuff. So Loved Up, for those of you who don't know, it is a sacred circle, and we meet in 4-week increments. So you can choose in for a 4-week increment and opt out and come back a few months later. And each time we meet, it's a different theme. So I had been planning on taking a little bit of a break. Usually I do this every 4 weeks and we take a 2-week break and we come right back. But this time around, we ended in April and I was guided to take a break so I could focus on my book. And thank you everyone for all the love and enthusiasm for my book. I am working on it and hope to have it to share with you in the next few months. And when I facilitate Loved Up, I'm channeling, and as a channel, I get to receive with you. And I also love bringing different themes into focus, because as a part of Loved Up, what we do is we have one group call a week, and then Monday through Friday, I write messages to the group. So I really get to come into focus in this theme with you. And I receive so much. And over the past few years, Loved Up has become part of my personal medicine. It's where I go to receive. It's where I go to get clarity. And I just this week, with everything going on, watching all the volcano coverage, I realized I am so missing Loved Up right now. I want to be with you. I want to share in this way. I want to be with the angels. And so I've decided to go ahead and do the next cycle of Loved Up starting on May 15th, which also happens to be my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Join me for my Loved Up party. Um, and the theme is going to be angelic attunements. So that's what we were just talking about. So, and this one's going to be fun. We're actually going to do a different theme each week. So, week 1, we're going to be working with the vibration of divine happiness. So this isn't about you generating happiness on your own and finding things to be happy about. The angels in meditation are going to download to you the vibration of divine happiness. And when they do that, it comes through in the channeling and it comes into your energy field and it begins to inform your energy body, your emotional body, your physiology, and what does it feel like to sit in the vibration of divine happiness? How do things begin to shift? And every time the angels lead me through one of the meditations with divine happiness, I can feel things beginning to transform within me. And usually that carries me through for a few days. It's a frequency, it's a vibration. And when we are in proximity to it, it influences us. You know, we are influenced by vibration all the time. So, in this way, we are intentionally allowing ourselves to be influenced by these gorgeous high vibrations that assist us in becoming even more of who we are. So, week one, we're going to be focusing on divine happiness. Week two, we're going to be focusing on divine vitality. This may sound familiar to you because we just completed 4 weeks of vitality, but I will tell you, this exploration of this theme has been so personally powerful for me. I am so glad to bring it to you again. That the last 4 weeks of the Divine Vitality Loved Up just changed my perspective of my life. It has me writing my book. It has me in a place of joy and purpose. And I want to share more of this with you. So, Divine Vitality is week two. Week three, I am so excited about. We are going to be working with divine prosperity. Who doesn't want more of that, right? And I will tell you honestly, I don't know where they're going to take us with it, where the angels are going to take us. I show up in service as Laurel. I certainly have different things I could teach about prosperity and we could explore, but I'm leaving this one to the angels. I want to know what they want us to know. I want them to lead us through a process. I am looking forward to experiencing that attunement of divine prosperity and how that feels and how that informs us. And then week four, I'm not sure what we're going to do. The angels will let us know. What happens with Loved Up is the angels track with us week to week, day to day, actually, and week to week. They track with us and they adjust the teachings based on what we're experiencing. So I'm not sure yet what week four is going to be, but I know it's going to be wonderful. So if you're looking for something to help you take good care of you, if you're looking for a beautiful, loving group where you don't have to do any heavy lifting, there's no big homework, there's nothing profound that you need to study. You can just show up and let down your burden, let your angels clear off your energy field, receive some beautiful angelic attunements. And hopefully this is going to lighten your load so that you feel brighter as you navigate your weeks. And it will be absolutely my blessing to share this with you and support you. So, in whatever way we get to connect, I'm so grateful for you. Again, if you want to join the Loved Up, if you feel like it'll support you where you are, it starts on Tuesday, May 15th. And if you can't make the live call, you are welcome to time shift your participation. A lot of people do. So, all right, my darling friend, I am so happy for this time together. I am sending you love. I am sending you life. I am sending you enthusiasm for your gorgeous dreams that you are incubating in your heart. And I am grateful for you. We'll talk soon. Thank you.